So my name is Torsten Hoefler. I'm from ETH Zurich, and I'm here at SC15, which is slowly winding down from a very successful conference this year. Actually, I hear that the conference broke many attendance records in all kinds of different categories. But now the topic will be SC16, and the next year of 2016, actually, what are the new things that are going to happen? Here I'm talking to John West, the General Chair of Supercomputing next year.
So thanks, Torsten. I appreciate it. So SC15 has been super exciting. A lot of news going on right now, of course, still with the community push to exascale. And that'll be the focus going through next year. The interesting thing, and I think the fantastic thing about both supercomputing and the exascale challenge, is they're both international. Our community solves really big problems, creates incredibly complex tools for science and engineering internationally, and getting the best solutions to those really hard problems takes all the best minds that we can find. And that means not just in any one country or any one region, but everyone coming together from around the world. So the best way, I think, at least one of the best ways to participate in that process is to come to conferences like PASC, like SC16, and I understand the call for proposals is open. You can submit papers now to PASC, and that's a great way to take part in the conversation and make sure everybody is aware, really, of your latest developments and the ideas that you have to help us get to that next generation computing.
Okay, thank you very much. So what we're trying to do in PASC is actually trying to focus on the application areas. So trying to put these areas into the front of the development, because after all, we try to reach exascale in order to run faster and faster applications. So how would you see that in the context of the supercomputing conference series, and how is that emphasized in the United States?
So that's a great point, and it's a piece of your DNA that you share with the Supercomputing Conference Series. One of the things that we think is especially unique about a conference like ours, like yours, is we don't just talk about the machine. We don't just talk about the other parts, the networks, the storage, right? We talk about how all of those things together create a complete solution for what purpose, right? To solve problems. And the matchmaker between solving problems and the hardware that people build is the application. And so really keeping the focus on the application and then on the people that use those applications, right, is going to be key to reach the potential of next generation computing to make the world a better place.
So the focus is really getting together the system administrators, the system builders, and the vendors building the system, together with the application folks using the systems at the end. So this is exactly what we are trying to do at PASC as well. So it's wonderful to see that we're perfectly aligned, and which is also emphasized by our sponsorship of SIG HPC, where we're the only two conferences that are right now sponsored by SIG HPC. So what else are we looking forward to in SC16?
So, of course, all the great things that everyone has come to expect, tutorials, workshops, outstanding papers. The other thing that we're doing this year that I think is especially relevant to this discussion is we're trying to expand our focus to include more of the innovation that's going on in the provider community. So, incredible amount of innovation going on in research, incredible amount of innovation going on the vendor side of supercomputing. But then the people that actually run these systems, that have to build them, get them up, make them run, know if they're working well or not working well, is so important. Because if the systems aren't running effectively, you're not making the best use you can. So at SC16, we're going to be looking extensively at the provider community and providing them an opportunity to share with one another through this conference the best practices and the new technologies that they're developing as they innovate ways to provide these capabilities to the rest of us who use them every day.
Oh, that is wonderful, because what we are focusing on PASC is actually high-quality scientific publications describing systems work as well as real applications running on systems work. So I think this integrates nicely into the topic where we do the scientific side, trying to understand how we should build the next generation systems, run the next generation systems. So as you mentioned, there is a paper track open right now that we all should submit to and trying to understand to solve these issues, but also the practical perspective of how to actually run this in the future. So with that, I want to thank you very much and looking forward to see you next year at PASC and also meeting you next year again at SC16. Thank you very much, Don.